We continue on this season finale edition of The Beat from 12th Man Studios, and we now have on with us our Director of Athletics, Mr. Eric Hyman. And sir, thanks for joining us. I know it's a busy time of year. We appreciate your time.
Well, the privilege is mine.
When we look back at this season and ahead really with what's left with these sporting teams at Texas A&M, it's easy to say that it's been another banner year in Aggie athletics.
I think it's been terrific, and we did a tabulation the other day to find out where we were in relationship to some of the other teams in the SEC as winning tournaments and championships, and we're leading the SEC. We've won 5 championships. The success that Steve Denton had with the men's tennis team, with winning the regular season and winning a tournament. Terrell McCombs with our women's golf team was just lights out and winning the tournament by 12 strokes. And then obviously what G did during the regular season and the tournament as far as our women's soccer team. It's been a banner year, and our teams are competing on a very high level, and we're very proud of them.
Yeah, and baseball is a good spot to pick up on because that team has captured everybody in Aggie land with what they've done thus far. It's a little exciting to talk to you about them because, as many know by now, you're on the NCAA selection committee. When the field of 64 is announced, you're right there in the trenches wading through it all. So this Aggie baseball team under Rob Childress, do they have the look and feel of a national seed to you?
Well, I will certainly say that they have positioned themselves extremely well. And the tough challenge is you want to be one of the top 8 seeds. The national seeds, and if you are that, then you have a 68% chance of being in the College World Series, which is what we all want to do. And then the tough part also on top of that is a top 16 and then a top 64. I tip my hat to Rob and to the baseball team and to the staff. They've really done a marvelous job and really taken into consideration the injuries that we've gotten. People in the baseball circles are just absolutely blown away when we lost our Friday night starter and our Saturday night starter, and we're still able to compete on the level that we've been competing. That speaks volumes. And so the job that the baseball team has done, we have really positioned ourselves well. Unfortunately, when you're on the committee, the selection committee, when your team is talked about, you have to leave. So, you know, the body of work that they've done, I don't really have to do much talking for what Rob and the baseball team has done this year. But I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to going up to Indianapolis and picking the teams. And the baseball committee they try to do the best job they possibly can. They're very committed to get the top 64 teams. And last year, you know, you look back, every year we review what took place, where we missed them and where we didn't. And we're going to make some mistakes. But quite frankly, A&M has really positioned ourselves extremely well for the season's not over yet. We've still got a few more games, but if we take care of business, I think we're going to be really excited where we're going to end up.
If we look ahead down the road, football season, there's going to be excitement right away because there's the opener in Houston against Arizona State. That's not a get your feet wet kind of first game. And then right after that, September 12th is the unveiling of the new Kyle Field when Ball State visits the Aggies. Just your outlook on what Kevin Sumlin has built and going into the 2015 season.
Well, one thing I will say, and I've talked to our new assistant coaches, and I'm extremely impressed with them. And I think he really has enhanced our staff and our football program. So with that, and I think in talking with some of the players, the confidence they have in Coach Chavis, and obviously his proven track record what he's accomplished at LSU and what he accomplished at Tennessee speaks volumes. And so with that kind of excitement that going into the season, it's something that it just takes time to be able to get where you want to get from a competitive standpoint. And this league doesn't make it any easier. And I think that from across the board, I've been out to watch spring practice about 3 or 4 times. And our teams, I mean, we've got a very good football team, there's no question about it. The challenge and to get to really where you can make a difference is to have that depth, that quality SEC depth. And I don't know that across the board we're there yet, but we're headed in the right direction. We continue to do that. We'll position ourselves to be competitive at the top. And as you well know, if you can compete at the top of this league, then you're right there in the national prominently picture as far as what, you know, how well we can do in the future.
Mm-hmm. Also want to look back at something we saw in Aggieland on Monday night. It was the BCAs. It's called the Building Champions Awards here in College Station. This is a chance to honor student athletes who have put in the work and done so well in the field of play but also off of it. It's kind of Oscar night in Aggie land, isn't it?
It is, and it's what we've worked toward for the end of the year, and to have it's sort of the pinnacle of our competitive year and our academic year. And what we try to do is recognize the best and the brightest. And from a competitive standpoint, from an academic standpoint, we have the President's Award, which is the most honor, the award that we give to a student athlete that really recognizes the best of the best. From a competitive standpoint, in the classroom and community service, is our top leaders. And it's a night to recognize them. It's a night to recognize what we call the Maroon Award. It's to an individual. We gave it to Artie McFerrin last year. It's somebody that's gone above and beyond the call of duty to support our program and all of our student athletes, and allows us to be competitive on the level that we've been competitive. And so we want to recognize these unsung heroes, these people behind the scenes. In addition to that, we recognize people that have been honored for the community service, the teams for the community service, all the way across the board. And our student athletes get dressed up. It's like the ESPYs. And we have the red carpet, we have interviewing, and our SAC, which is our Student Advisory Committee, they're the ones that really are spearhead this, and they're the ones that really do an awful lot of organizing for this. So we tip our hats. It puts them in a leadership position. It puts them in a position to pull something like this, of this magnitude off. And last year they did an absolutely seamless job. We're very proud of them, and it's the culmination of a lot of hard work, like you said. It's 630 some student athletes coming together, our coaches, and some dignitaries from within the university.
Well, certainly an exciting time of year, and we thank you for joining us during it.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
That is Eric Hyman, our Director of Athletics, right here on The Beat. Back in a moment.